You're how far are you from Calshot, for example? Rocky Road, Southampton VTS. Okay, so I'll plot that position shortly. Do you know if you're in the main navigation channel at this time?
Southampton VTS, Mask Bali.
Yeah, Merce Barley, Southampton VTS. Stand by, sir, stand by. Break Rocky Road, Southampton VTS. Okay, so you were overspoken slightly, but you said you've got another rib in attendance with you, is that correct? Okay, so that's fine. If you keep us updated, we have the large passenger vessel Britannia leaving the docks shortly. We'll see if we can get any other help to you in the meantime. Rocky Road, Southampton VTS. Yes, sir. Okay. Once you're clear of the channel and you've dropped anchor, if you call me back again, please, and let me know. SP VTS. Did you copy the conversation?
VTS SP, part of it, Peter.
Yeah, I'll plot the position in a minute, Duncan, but I think there's a rib somewhere near the hook from what I can make out, in the main channel, hopefully drifting out of it. I don't know if you could hop down there and just give him a tow clear so he can anchor until Sea Star gets to him.
Yeah, well, we're waiting for the reliefs that are coming in 15, so when they go down there, check it out.
Yeah, that's all received, thanks. Amos Barley, Southampton VTS, I believe you called.
Southampton VTS, this Mask Bali cargo operation has been completed. Can you please confirm the pilot timing for departure? 1900. Pilot will be boarding night 1900.
Amos Barley, Southampton VTS, yes sir, I confirm one.
VTS, Britannia.
Departure pilot from the shore side.
Pilot confirmed at 1900 from the shore side. Is that correct?
Yes sir, that is correct.
Thank you. Standing by 12.
VTS, Jenny Blue, Sleeping Town Key.
Jenny Blue, Southampton VTS, all received, thank you. Red Osprey VTS, all received, so thank you. We have a report of a broken down rib in the, just described at the moment as the entrance to Southampton Water, but in the main channel we're told. If you could watch points as you come up, please, and the Britannia clear channel due away shortly from 46.
VTS, Britannia.
Britannia VTS.
Yeah, could we go to channel 20 quickly, please?
Yeah, Britannia VTS 20. 36 to VTS. 36 to VTS, that's all received, thank you. I'm sure you see the LS Eva there at south of the Elfnab Boys outbound, and the Livana just left nav anchorage number 8, also proceeding out.
Ahoy, shipmates! Yui, what a scorcher. That's the sort of headline you'd probably be reading in the tabloid newspapers tomorrow. It's certainly very warm. In my cabin, I was out doing a few other things and had to get back in time, so it was a last minute quick live stream because I thought Britannia's going out and...
Rocky Road, Southampton VTS.
And the Arcadia has also been delayed until 6:30, so I thought...
Yeah, Rocky Road, Southampton VTS. Do you have an ETA at all for the sea start vessel?
It sounds like there's a broken down rib just down in Southampton somewhere. Under water. Waiting for the AA equivalent of the water, which is the sea start, to come and rescue him. Well, they're a bit...
So you are now clear of the main channel. Just to confirm, sir, I mean, the position you gave me puts you in the vicinity of the Reach Buoy. Is that, can you see the Reach Buoy at all? So you're in the vicinity of the Reach Buoy, but you are now clear on the, on I guess, the eastern side of the channel, is that correct? You're on the western side of the channel, but you are clear of the main channel, is that correct? Okay, so that's all received, thank you. And if you could inform us once the RIB is in attendance with you.
Actually, I'll have a quick look down Southampton.
Galicia, Southampton VTS, so good evening.
I don't think we can see the rib. He doesn't have AIS, so he's not transmitting his position. He'll be down there somewhere near the Reach Buoy, but probably just underneath the car park. Anyway, it's a concern, one of the concerns.
Galicia, Southampton VTS, that's all received, sir, thank you. The Treasure Britannia Beaver, currently 4 miles south of the nav tower, is proceeding to dredge in the vicinity of nav anchorage number 9. And the Musketeer just past the West Princess are out there.
It's certainly a concern of the...
VTS, Britannia, on the move now for 46.
Britannia VTS, all received, thank you. Did you copy my last conversation with the RIB?
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him. Whereabouts was he, sorry, at the Reach, was it?
Well, the position given was in the vicinity of the Reach, but he reckons he's now clear of the main channel, but over on the western side, which puts him south of the Blackjack.
Roger, we'll keep an eye out when we get down there.
VTS, Bargate.
Bargate VTS, hello Ben.
Hello Pete, away from 37, we're up to SUT for the Maersk Barley away. Copy the Britannia, we'll hug the stay over by 41st till she's passed.
That's all received, thanks.
Okay, now that we know that Britannia is on the off, let's see if we can see any movement. Can't see any movement yet, but anyway, I can't see the lines from here either. There's one of the red funnel ferries is blocking our view here. And I don't think we can see the stern lines either. No. Not like the Iona. When the Iona's here, such a large vessel, we get to see all the lines front and back. But not here, so you can't see the stern lines at all. But apparently she's on the move. Yes, I can see her moving ever so slightly backwards. That's good. I think if you were on the Britannia this afternoon or this evening, you would be in for a treat especial. Looks to me like there's a whole host up here on the rear of the Britannia, sipping their rum-based icy cocktails and enjoying weather more suited for the Caribbean or the Mediterranean. Never mind, we can all sit at home in our hot and bothersome lounges and watch someone else enjoying themselves. Okay, right. So it's a bit of a last-minute live stream. I wasn't expecting to be home in time, but I am. A quick move from the messages. Ahoy, Steph P says, get AC, Captain. Yeah, well, it's the UK. It's only really 4 or 5 days a year. Oh, I got someone waving. Yay, wavers. I wonder where they're waving to, though. Do they think they're waving to me, or are they just waving randomly? There's people checking their phones. I don't think I've had a waver actually from the ship. Quick cut to ferry cam there, because ferry cam actually has some sound on it. I'm experiencing sound issues on the other cameras. I'm putting it down to being outside and in the water, in the sort of environment. I think the microphones have soaked up too much seawater. Certainly quite a few on the stern here. Even somebody right at the very top there. Look at that. Oh, looking at their mobile phones. I'm just hoping they're watching the live stream. Oh, they're probably not. They're probably checking their Instafrap or Snapgram or whatever it is. Some people here, look like they've got that sorted. They've got a couple of drinks and some chairs. Just whiling the afternoon away. It really is like the Mediterranean. I think Steph P suggested air conditioning. Yeah, we only really get hot weather in this country for 3 or 4 days at a time, and then we really enjoy complaining about it. So if we were to get air conditioning, we'd have nothing to complain about. What would we do? You can see Britannia's just sneaking out here from behind one of the red funnels. That red funnel should be in service, but unfortunately, due to the isolations required by the pandemic, the red funnel ferry company is short of well over 30 staff who are self-isolating. So that has reduced their ferry service from 3 to 2, which does cause a little bit of a problem this time of year. As this is one of the busiest times of year. That was the hoot there, but I don't think I got to the camera in time. It's a lovely afternoon here in the port of Southampton. Actually, let me just check the weather. 25°C. I must say I was just out quickly with Rusty before I came home. Before I came up and did the start of the broadcast, and the breeze has picked up out there, which is quite refreshing now. It makes a change from the last couple of days, which has been very hot and no breeze at all. Poor Rusty is struggling slightly. He is a furry dog, and as such I don't think he can really expel his heat. He's a bit like he's permanently wearing a lovely fleece. This is of course a passenger departure on Britannia. Unusually, I say unusually because we've started to get a few more, but not all the ships that are sailing from port have passengers on board. There are 1,753 passengers and 1,171 crew. Thank you, Stephen Joy, our fantastic spanners, for picking up that info. I missed that when I was setting up. Like I said, it was a bit of a last-minute live stream, so I wasn't quite prepared. Have a quick look back through the chat. Who's it here? Ahoy there, Pookie Cats. Ahoy there, James Castle. And ahoy there, Keith Cooper. I hope everyone's keeping well, keeping cool, and keeping refreshed with plenty of liquids. I know my motorcycle's refreshed with plenty of liquids. Unfortunately, the other day when I was out installing a new camera, I purchased myself a bottle of rum, courtesy of the fine donations of the Patreons and on this channel, and promptly smashed it. Now my motorcycle smells like a pirate party. I could just imagine the excuses I'm going to have to give to the policeman that pulls me over. Quite a few passengers along here I can see. Let's have a little zoom in, shall we? Shall we have a little zoom in? Go for a little bit of a zoom in, see who we can see on those balconies. Because when she turns around, we won't see this side of the ship. I know there were a few shipmates who said they'd be on board. I can see some there in those cabins. I'm not quite sure which floor is which, but you never know. Perhaps they might be watching the live stream. Certainly enjoying that sun, aren't they? I mean, what better weather could you ask for? Destination for this cruise ship, I believe, is somewhere on the south coast or Belfast. I'm not sure. Again, I missed that one. I suppose I could check. Let me check just to make sure. There aren't any cruise ships travelling too far away at the moment. They are mainly sticking to the... Yeah, this is either just on a coastal voyage or and then coming back. I'm not sure. Perhaps someone can tell us. Oh, hi there, Alan. I see. Yes, that's good. That's good. Good, fair few number there on their balconies. Soaking up that British sun. Unfortunately, the weather forecast the weekend is thunder and lightning and back down to 20. No, trying to catch those horns. I must do something about this sound. Just, one of the many ever-ending jobs on the expanding channel. It's surprisingly how much work is involved. To surprise myself, really, with what has to be done. It all seems quite simple, but when you get down to it, it's quite complicated. And here we are, back round to the stern. I think it is. I'd really fancy one of those cabins on the stern now. And as she's pulled out, she'll start to swing around. Of course, normally Britannia would be travelling with somewhere in the region of 3,600 passengers, so really only about a third of the occupancy at the moment, which I would think would probably lend itself to a rather smashing cruise. Quite so busy. I mean, I've been never really that busy, but quite nice to have not quite so many people on board. Might make it easier to visit some of the attractions. One of the local tugs is just on its way down to the container terminal to assist in one of the container ships leaving. Arcadia is due to be leaving in about 15 minutes. And she's coming from the other end of the port. We can see the longest pier train in the world just in the background there, just disappearing behind the yacht. That's the little train that runs along the pier from Hythe ferry down to the sort of Hythe. And in fact, that little vessel you can see in front of you is the Jenny Blue, which is in fact currently the Hythe pier in operation. Hythe pier is an excellent little ferry to go on if you're in the Port of Southampton, shipmates. You get a great view of the cruise ships, especially if they're in 44 or 38 berth, and this time of year there's normally one or two there. And of course you get over to Hythe, which is very pretty, and you get to run on that little train on the pier, so it's a good day out if you happen to be in the Port of Southampton looking for something to do. I can highly recommend it. Britannia was launched in February of 2014. That's making a sort of 17 years, middle-aged. I might describe that as. Made voyage in 2015, so 6 years and a bit. It's not too old. It's 15 passenger decks in total, and a length of 330 metres. So that certainly puts her up in the size category, that's for sure. Let's have a little look on the port side of Britannia. Oh, there's quite a few people up on the top decks there. So it certainly is a superb evening. And she'll soon be approaching the dock head, picking up speed. Let's have a quick look. Where's my chat gone? My chat window's disappeared. Shipmates, sorry about that. There we go. Where did I get to? Oh, Hoy Louise Cooper. Oh, ahoy there, Mark Richardson. Oh, ahoy there, Nicholas Southhouse from Jersey. Yeah, if you're on I think the stern cabins will get an excellent view going down Southampton Water. You'll have this, I say the setting sun, a little while before it sets, but you'll certainly have the sun in the distance. Hopefully the broken down rib is now safely secure with the AA of the water sea start to the rescue. And the Britannia departed the ocean terminal. We'd also have the other terminal here, which is the Queen Elizabeth II terminal. Cruise ships tend to leave from both of those. Wasn't two today. Tomorrow we've got the Iona at the ocean terminal, and I've forgotten what's at the other terminal. Oh, I remember now. It's the yes, it's a good point. It's the Sky Princess at the Queen Elizabeth II terminal, and I've not seen the Sky Princess before. First time on the channel for Sky Princess, so I shall probably make my way down to Cowshot Castle, down at Cowshot Spit, for a quick bit of droning down there. And I'll probably do a live stream as well, shipmates. So if you are considering subscribing to the channel, do so now, and make sure you hit that notification bell, and then when I do a live stream rather impromptu, like I might do tomorrow morning down at Cowshot Castle, you'll be notified. Sometimes I don't have much time to prepare, and other times, especially with ships arriving, they can tend to arrive a lot earlier than they're predicted to arrive. So they may be forecast to arrive at sort of say 8:15 in port, but it can mean that they're actually going past Cowshot Castle a great deal early and probably end up arriving in port at sort of 7:30. Sometimes I get up prepare myself, check the map, and find out that it's already arrived, which can be disappointing. Have a quick look. Arcadia is pointing towards us, so that means we won't get to see her spin, but when she moves we should hear. But I might pop the radio back on to see if I can hear what's going on. There we go. So I'll hear anything now if the radio comes on the radio. She normally should come on the radio and let the VTS know that she's on her way. Oh, ahoy there, Alan Gebby in the Costa del Prune. I mean, I can't imagine it's often that warm in Scotland. No disrespect to my Scottish shipmates, but it tends to be the chillier end of the country. Ahoy there, Louise Cooper. And ahoy there, Rob Vince. What a lovely day for a cruise. Absolutely, shipmate. Totally spot on there. Have a quick look around. I'll just have a quick check. And the other direction. So the Arcadia will come from the right-hand side of the screen, which is not there just yet. Luckily, there's no... I was going to use some harsh language and say a stinking great Ro-Ro, but that's not really very fair. I quite like the Ro-Ros. I've a little penchant for their rectangledness and their cubic design. But luckily there isn't one in the way, so we're going to clear view of Britannia as she keeps going down Southampton water. Let's have a look. So I'm not sure if I've missed anyone. Where did I get Luke Cooper? Oh, VP. Ahoy there, VP. Great to see passengers on board. Absolutely. Totally agree with you. Very nice. Yeah, oh, ahoy there, news girl. Oh, and ahoy there, Colin Large from Catherine and Colin in Leicester. Ahoy there, Adrian Vaughan. There's a man speaking. I'm sure if he means me man or VTS man. VTS man, it's the radio I put on. It's the vessel traffic services. It means that I can hear when the ship's about to depart and hear also interesting little bits of information. I've got the radio back on so I can hear when the Arcadia starts to move. I suspect you're probably waiting for a tug. A little tug that's gone down there.
Lost Baby, yes, received, thank you. The Britannia northwest Netley out, and the Arcadia just getting underway from 106. Rocky Road, Southampton VTS.
Yes, so I was saying the Arcadia is about to move shortly, so we'll see her on her way in a bit. Where did I get to?
Arcadia, I'm curious.
Curious is one of the tugs we just saw go past. She's probably radioing to say that she'll keep out of the way, I suspect. Jacqueline Archer, ahoy there, shipmate. Loving the radio. Fascinated to hear. Yeah, I think it's good to hear. You come up with some interesting information. I do keep it on. Like I say, I do turn it off when I get into the swing of things, because it does become a bit annoying sometimes. CA Baby Boomerang now lives in Texas. England can't have a scorcher. Well, yes. I think that's the problem. It's because we don't have such seasonal weather. It's always a bit mediocre whenever we get an extreme. We all like to complain about it. Well, visibility is looking pretty good tonight, shipmates. I can see all the way down to the Isle of Wight. That's pretty good. We've been follow Britannia out for quite a while. Ahoy there, Sandra Wright. Good to see so many shipmates on board. Yep, totally agree with you. It's really nice to get the cruising back going again. Good for business, good for the economy. I think good for a lot of people as well. I think a lot of people have missed cruising. I must say, I think I'm quite jealous of these people this evening. They're going to have a wonderful cruise today. Oh, ahoy there from Kenneth Gridrod. Good evening from Plymouth. Only got the Golden Horizon sailing in today. Well, that's a shame, isn't it, Kenneth? I don't know if you've seen my latest video on the Golden Horizon. It's a wonderful 5-masted cruise ship, the largest in the world, currently down in Plymouth. It has been in and out of Cowes a little bit and down to Dover. I believe she's sailing with passengers in the future, in a couple of weeks' time. I remember looking at the website and there were spaces. Looks like a wonderful ship. I'd love to have a go on her. Take a trip for my... Oh, ahoy there, Jan Van Hees. Welcome aboard, shipmate, and thank you for subscribing. It is easy to subscribe. You just hit the little red button somewhere on your device that says subscribe. Doesn't cost a penny. Easy to do, and it really does help the channel out. Couple of cranes here down in the Empress Dock, slightly obscuring our view. Hopefully my new camera location will be up and running in a couple of weeks' time. I've managed to sort out the various problems with the networking and the internet, so that's all sorted. Now it's just the time to pluck some Dutch courage and scale the mast to install the camera on top. I was thinking about doing it this weekend. The forecast is for thunder and lightning. And I'm not entirely sure that scaling a metal mast by the side of water in thunder and lightning is the most sensible thing to be doing, so I might give it a miss this weekend.
BTS, Jenny Blue, Steamtown Key.
Jenny Blue, Southampton, BTS. Blue, Southampton, BTS.
BTS, Jenny Blue, just leaving Town Key.
Jenny Blue, BTS, all received, thank you. BTS, Southampton, BTS, that's all received, thank you. No reported traffic at this time.
Sounds like someone at VTS has got a touch of hay fever. I'm sure I could hear sneezing going on there. Oh, there, Linda West. She would like a shout out to her daughter, Evie. She loves watching your videos with me. Well, ahoy there, Evie. And I'm glad you enjoy the content. And welcome aboard there, shipmate Jeffrey Lewis. Many thanks for subscribing. Let's have a quick check on Arcadia. Nope, nothing yet. Although she is quite a long way off to the right. We have another tug going past, so I suspect she's probably waiting for that tug to clear before she moves. She's probably singled up. I haven't heard on the radio. I turned the radio off. She's probably singled up. It's probably ready to go. I'll have a quick check on the map. Just check. Yeah, she's still there. Yeah, I imagine she probably waits for the Mercurius to go past. And then she'll be leaving. This is one of the red jets coming across our screens now. It's the high-speed catamarans to the Isle of Wight. That takes journey time down from an hour on the red funnel car ferries, which go between Southampton and East Cowes. And those red jets take you to West Cowes, and from Townquay Pier, pretty much in the same place, and they take about 20 minutes. Its visibility is pretty decent this evening, pretty decent. Ahoy there, shipmates. Han Henkadiski, welcome aboard. Many thanks for subscribing. And ahoy there, Shirley Vardell. You're enjoying yourself.
Register 7 VTS permission granted.
Shirley Vardell is enjoying herself eating strawberries and cream. Okay, no one likes to show off. Could fancy a bit of strawberries and cream at the moment. Go down very nicely. Ahoy there, Jason Illingworth. Where's Britannia going? I believe coastal destinations unknown. Probably along the south coast somewhere. Drop anchor unless someone can update me. Stephen Joy got some information here. Heading towards Cow or rounding Land's End and returning. Yeah, so not very far. I think just down to the end of the West Country and back again. A tour around Cornwall seems to be the route forecast. Evening, Helen Jones. Ahoy there, shipmates. So the chat just jumped a lot. It's quite difficult to keep up with this chat sometimes. Let's go where we are. So if I do miss people, I do apologise. I just can't fit everyone in, and I can't necessarily get to you all. So I'm not necessarily missing you. It's just a lot of information there. Ahoy there, Liz H. You've done 2 transatlantic trips on this ship. Oh, that would certainly be something. Transatlantic, I think transatlantic, I'd probably pick Queen Mary 2 to do transatlantic. That seems to be the sort of go-to ocean liner. Ahoy there, Kid Riley. Disembarked this morning and had a fantastic cruise. Well, that's great to know. And Alan Hussey, will there be a live stream of Iona tomorrow, Captain? I have to check actually tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Actually, what day is it today? Thursday today, the Friday tomorrow. Yes, more than likely, I suspect. More than likely. I have to fit things in with my personal schedule and my work schedule, so it does take a little time sometimes. But yes, I'm sure. Southend is the longest pleasure pier. The trains are only 4 carriages, I think. Yes, I'm pretty sure that the Hythe Pier. Oh, it's the real world's oldest pier train. I always get that wrong. I can never remember if it's the oldest or the longest, but it's the oldest.
Thank you, sir. I confirm I have your boarding for 1945 at boarding ground Bravo. Over.
It always amuses me that everything always has a claim to fame, doesn't it?
Thank you, sir. Immediate traffic for you. Can you maintain a listening watch now? Channel 12 for BTS and channel 9 for your pilot launch.
It's always the oldest, the longest, the widest, the smallest, the fastest, or something. Everything always has a record. I remember travelling around Ireland, and every little village I went to always had a sign on outside of it saying the happiest village in Ireland, the quietest village in Ireland, the best flowers village in Ireland, the tastiest ice cream village in Ireland. Every single village seemed to have some little claim to fame, which it was sort of quite interesting.
Yes, that's all received. No immediate traffic.
Okay, where did I get to? So I've been...
Thank you, sir. Your maximum draft 4.8, is that correct?
Oh yes, we've had a discussion about Southend.
All received, thank you.
Yes, Southend Pier is the longest, Hythe Pier is the oldest. Yeah, my apologies. I always get that wrong. Like I say, it's just one of those things.
Okay, you'll be good.
Ahoy there, Tim Maynard. Must remember the zoom. Don't want to put anyone off. Yes, I try not to zoom in too closely. If someone's waving, I'll zoom in because I think that means they're open for exposure. But yes, if you're having a quiet...
BTS, Jenny Blue, closes down now. Thank you. Good evening.
Jenny Blue, BTS, thank you, sir. Good night to you.
So Jenny Blue is the ferry to Hythe, which is the longest pier train. Let's have a look where we get to here. Oh, there, Mark Burgess. A discussion about the speeds. I was quite interested to, when I was reading up, doing some research on the Golden Horizon, which is the clipper ship. Some clipper ships were recorded, and this is back in the, I think it was the 1860s, of so sail-only based ships travelling at speeds of 18 knots. Some even recorded travelling at a speed of over 20 knots over a 24-hour period, which frankly is amazingly impressive. Oh, there's Steph P. Drone live stream. Great, yeah. I should probably do a drone live stream. I've discovered that the sound's not very good when I do a drone live stream. It doesn't come across very clearly. I might try a few experiments to see if I can improve the quality of that, but I think it's a problem with inputs and outputs and the controller. And anyway, I don't want to bore you with technicalities, but I will try and improve the quality on that. I've noticed it's a bit dull sounding. Where are we in the stocks? Scotland's Open again. Anthem of the Seasons in Greenock today. Oh, thank you for that, VP. It's good to know. Old Nicholas Sturgeon has decided to play along with the rest of the country. Never likes to join in, I've noticed. Whatever England does, Scotland likes to do it slightly differently. I think it's almost like brothers and sisters, isn't it? I want ice cream. No, I don't want ice cream. You can't have ice cream. I want ice cream. No, I don't know. Sometimes it seems a bit silly. Oh, there, Mark Burgess. Enjoyed the drone footage of the Golden Horizon? Yes, absolutely wonderful. I would be very keen to get her under sail. I know she came to Cowes the other day from Plymouth under sail up Southampton, up the Solent. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get there to see that, and I'm not sure when she'll be on sail next, which is a little disappointing. But a great vessel designed to travel 75% of the time under sail power only.
Britannia B with Southampton VTS. Britannia B with Southampton VTS, all received, thank you.
Oh, there, Mark Burgess is a fellow drone flyer. Oh, what drone do I have? A Mavic 2 Pro, which I tend to use most of the time for my droning, and I fly from various locations. Sometimes the land, sometimes I fly from the water as well. Flying from the water has a number of problems. Catch and release is tricky. I always hand launch and hand catch. The other thing is return to home. You don't want to return to home because in a boat, unless you've dropped anchor, and even if you have dropped anchor, it doesn't return.
DPS ready, go shortly departing Morality of Cows.
Very well, VTS, all received, thank you. The Arcadia away shortly from berth 106, and the Red Osprey hound inbound.
Oh, copy, thank you.
Drones have what's called a return to home feature, so wherever you take off, they will fly back if you press a button, or if they lose signal, or if there's a problem, they'll come back home. But of course, and they will come back home to within inches of where they took off, which is amazing. But if you're on a boat, even at anchor, you drift around, so you don't want it coming back home because it will just come back home and land on the water next to you by drone. So that's no good. Don't be doing that. Mark Budge says you're brave flying over water. A lot of people say that, but as far as I can see, if it falls from 100 metres into water, okay, I've lost it. If it falls 100 metres onto tarmac, it's probably broken and I've lost it anyway, so really see what the difference is. But it's a really odd, I suppose it's really odd because I in fact hardly ever fly over land. I do probably fly 90% of my flying over water. Oh, there's Stephen Jones. What are all those vehicles parked for on the dockside? Oh, so you were talking about some of these vehicles you can see here on this multi-storey car park. Well, these are brand new vehicles for, I'm looking at the vehicle, import, I would say. They look like a German vehicle, probably a BMW of some description. All these vehicles here are for import or export, and they come in off of the big Roros that we see. Not as many at the moment. and they are all offloaded and they're deposited here on the various car parks in ports, and then they're shipped around the country. Or shipped to other countries as well, from what I can gather. Sometimes they come in and change ship. So they might come from Germany on one ship, arrive here, stay here for a week or so until they arrive on another ship going to America, say for example, and they'll jump on that and off they go. Looks to me like visibility is pretty decent because we can see the Portsmouth to Fishbourne ferry there. There we go. Yeah, there's the Portsmouth to Fishbourne ferry in the background. Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, let's have a look. What else we've got here? Oh, yes, see, our spanners are so good. They answer all the questions before we even get there. Are there any cameras that show ships from cows? Well, actually, yes, shipmate, there is. Not mine, unfortunately. I'm working on it. How can I manage this? Let's go this way. There we go. If you can see slightly just where that ferry is, just about now. If you look upwards, I know it's a little bit faint and hazy, but that very tall building is Ryde Parish Church, and there's a camera on top of there. So if you Google Ryde Parish Church, you'll see the camera on top of there. And that gives you a view of around the Solent. I'm certainly planning to expand the camera network and put a few more up, but it just takes time and finding locations and dealing with people. But if you happen to have a business or a property with a great view of Cowes or the surrounding area, just let me know. I'll see what we can do. Okay, where do we get to? Oh, hi there, Sparky. He likes listening to the VTS radio and enjoys listening to the Royal Navy movements, even though we can't see them. I can't hear them particularly well here, but yes, you do hear the warships coming and going. Occasionally I've heard the VTS lady tell off the warships for not communicating enough information. I think one of them started doing some exercises without informing VTS and got a bit of a telling off. So it always amuses me. So a quick look back.
VTS, Red Osprey, approaching the high line in permission currently.
Red Osprey, VTS, permission granted. Arcadia on the way now from 106 bus.
VTS, Merce Barley.
West Barley, VTS, good evening.
Evening to you, portside alongside SCT2, 10.3, 23 on board, out to Antwerp.
West Barley, Southampton, VTS, all received, thank you.
Okay, so the Arcadia is on the move. I can't see her as yet. Looks to me like a jolly large powerboat coming up the water here. It's got a couple of radar, a couple of comms domes on top, so that's a pretty decent size. Mayflower Park's looking quite busy now. Plenty of people having barbecues down there, although I wish they wouldn't. They burn holes in the grass, and then poor Rusty has a good old sniff at them. Okay, where do we get to? Yeah, enjoy the radio. Yes, you enjoy the radio. Oh, ahoy there, MJ Grandsard from a hot and humid Orlando, Florida. Yes, I'm sorry. My complaints about the heat and humidity are pale into significance with the Floridian weather. But you just have to enjoy our grumblings. Where did I get to? I've lost the chat again. It jumped off a long way. There we go. Back again. Stephen Jones says purely a thought. Oh, I'm feeling that's disconnected from something else. Mark Burgess says he started drone flying when he had to build his own. Yes, I did as well, many years ago. And ahoy there, Peter Hodges. Watching from Newcastle, Australia. And John Seaton says, Arcadia on the move shortly, can hear the ship announcements. Oh, I wonder where you are if you can hear the ship announcements. Perhaps you're down in Mayflower Park. Oh, lost it again. Robert Gibbons, can anyone tune into the harbour radio? Yes, shipmate. Anyone can tune into the harbour radio. The VTS. You can buy quite an inexpensive radio. I must put a link on my website. I'm so busy at the moment trying to. The channel's going for a sort of a bit of a growing spurt. I've sort of reached my teenage years, I suppose you'd say. 18,000 followers, and I'm sort of like 18 years old. I'm a bit overwhelmed with everything going on, and there's not enough time to do it. So, but I will do some reviews of the radio. I've noticed quite a few shipmates have expressed a preference about getting a radio. They're not very expensive. You can buy a really inexpensive one for about sort of £30-40 from Amazon, and they're pretty decent. Good enough to pick up the radio in the park, I would say, and really good battery life. And then if you want a marine radio, that's dedicated for marine VHF with GPS and waterproof, they're more sort of £200-300 Hutch. So it's horses for courses, but if you just want to listen to the radio, probably the budget one from Amazon will suit your needs perfectly. Oh, hi there. Hendersky, you're always worried about the size of the ship and falling over. Well, I know what you mean. It does look like it, doesn't it? But I think a lot of the weight is below the waterline. In fact, they are more stable than you give them credit for. Where do we get to? Where did I get to? Oh. Yeah, I'm so slow at reading this chat. It jumps around. Someone else made a tune video. Oh, we're there, Bubblehead, from the Villages, Florida. I've got quite a few shipmates from Florida this evening. I'm guessing you're all fairly cruise aware. Obviously, a lot of cruise ships in and out of Florida. Oh, there, Kevin Slater. Oh, no, there, Kate Wood. Good evening, Captain. Great viewing this evening. Yes, hopefully waiting just... As far as I've just looked at the map, VCS has said she's on the move. Yes, she is definitely on the move, so not visible yet, but Arcadia will be visible shortly. Probably just as Britannia starts to head round Cowshot Spit, so there we go. Let's have a look. Where did I get to? Oh, someone's on the Britannia on Sunday. Oh, it's Michelle Roberts. Covering Britannia on Sunday will be Give You Wave, will be on Britannia, will be under the P&O sign between the blue funnels waving a yellow cloth. Well, now that's the sort of information that a shipmate needs to give for me to find out exactly where you are. Oh, thanks for that, shipmate. I shall definitely keep a lookout on Sunday. I'd imagine I probably will be on Sunday. Unfortunately, the weather forecast is not very good for Sunday. So do wrap up warm and dry. We could be having a bit of thunder and lightning. Well, I'll certainly look out for you. You give me a top location. I think unless you're on a balcony, being on the top of the ship is fairly easy to spot. So it makes things a lot easier. Ahoy there, Tim Young, who likes to hear the cruise ships blowing their horns.
Britannia ETS, obviously, thank you. The Truxton boarding 1945 Northeast will be the next best known best.
Tim Maynard's more than happy to be zoomed in on. Excellent. Well, give us a wave with your hat, and we'll be zooming on you. Alan Gary says you can launch the drone from my forward sunpad. That's what I tend to do. Well, actually, I don't even tend to launch the drones from the pads. I tend to hold them and launch it. The reason being, there we go. We have a bit of action going the other way. There we go. There's Arcadia at last. Now she's visible. Just going to whiz the cameras round over here. There we go. They almost look very similar, these ships. It could almost be the same ship, couldn't it? Looks like it's 1 minute it's down there, going around the corner. Next minute it's over here. I'm going to turn that radio off again because we clearly see what's going on. Ding, 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 dong. There we go, radio off. I tend to, you can launch, someone said about launching it over the front lounging pads. Let's see, I've missed that one, sorry. Oh yeah, Alan Gebby says you could launch it drone from your forward subpad. Yes, I could do. What I tend to do is actually hold it. If you've got a flybridge boat, I'm more than happy to launch it from the flybridge. That tends to be what I normally do. But I can launch from the front if it's a sports cruiser or something. But what I'll do, I'll launch it by hand. Normally you launch the drone from the ground and it takes off ever so gently. But because of the motion of the boat, it tends to go up and down. It's not very helpful if you launch up. As you're launching, the boat goes down and the boat goes up. It hits the drone and sends it flying. So I hold the drone and then tell it to take off. I control it to go up, and I put on full power and up as I'm holding the drone. So actually, when I let go of the drone, it shoots up into the air, and thus avoids any collision with the superstructure of the boat or the rails or anything that's going on there. I found that's the most successful way to launch from a boat, and catching it is equally problematic when it comes into land because the boat's bobbing up and down and moving around, so it's quite a challenge. Normally if I can, I'll have someone with me to try and catch it. I can sort of fly it into their hands and they can just grab hold of it. But there's 4 spinning propellers going around at a rate of knots, and you're on a bobbing boat. It's fingertip time. A pair of motorcycle gloves makes that a lot handier. And those are my top tips for flying a drone from a boat. Let's have a look. Where do we get to? Ahoy there, Chris Jeans. Live stream for Anthem departure on Sunday, Captain. More than likely. I suspect it may. More than likely. I need to just check my schedule, but I suspect that's likely. And it looks to me like Arcadia is setting sail into a glorious Caribbean sunset. If you just ignore the cranes in the container terminal. I hope you heard that bit of quality honking there. Sounded a bit faint over my headphones, but I'm not sure. I think I might have that source turned down. Hopefully you heard some honking there. I know some of the cruise ship operators only paint one side of the ship sometimes when they're a bit stretched for time. But clearly the inside's not been painted. A bit rusty there, near the Arcadia logo. Can't see too many on board. I didn't catch the radio to see if there were any passengers on board. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, where did I get to here? Well, we've got the Britannia now is going around the corner of the Cowshot Castle, which is where I'll probably be tomorrow morning to live stream the Sky Princess. She'll be coming around there. Well, I would imagine something. She's due in at 8:15, so I'd imagine she'll be around there. Something like probably 7. No, probably earlier than 7. Maybe like 6:30ish. So I'll probably get down there, take myself a have a coffee and make sure I've got the radio so I can listen to the Today programme and enjoy a nice morning down the beach. Used to be a little cafe down there, but I don't think it's open that early anymore. Okay, let's have a look what's going on here. Oh, Alfie. Ahoy there, Alfie DJ. Hoping to be on Sunday as well. Planning to wave from somewhere. Good. Oh, more wavers. Certainly sounds like I'll definitely be doing a Sunday broadcast then. Alfie says he'll be on the top deck. That's good. Oh, I've lost the chat again. Oh, there's Stephen Jones. Watched the last drone footage. It was quite spectacular. Yes, it was good, wasn't it? I really would like to catch the Golden Horizon with her sails up, and I'm not sure how easy that will be to do. Because I'm guessing she won't put her sails up when she's at anchor. When she's at anchor, obviously, or when she's leaving anchor, she'll probably be under power until she's on her way. So that would probably involve chasing her with a boat, but that's not such an easy thing to do. Well, shame really, but that will be another ambition for the channel, would be to try and catch the Golden Horizon with her sails up. And what a lot of sail she's got. I mean, really is a spectacular vessel. Probably, I would say, my favourite vessel of the year so far, the Golden Horizon. Oh, ahoy there, shipmate. Salochin, many thanks for your kind donation. Brilliant. All donations greatly received. I'll go to buying some new equipment, installing new cameras, which they are all coming slowly. The Red Funnel car park here is looking quite busy. People on their way to the sunny Isle of Wight, the Coast of Wight. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What's MJM Movies is going out on Iona on the 18th. Hope you'll be filming. Oh, I would imagine so. 18th of September. Oh, actually, not sure about that weekend. I think I might be up to no good somewhere. Ahoy there, Peter Hodges. Still no cruising in Australia. Oh, that's a shame. There's a few countries that haven't started cruising yet. Not the same surprised. There are a lot of things happening in the UK which the rest of the world seems to be taking a dim view on. We shall see, won't we? It's all part of Boris's grand experiment. Oh, with that, Adrian Pittman, subscribe to the Fort Lauderdale live camera as well. In a few years' time, I might go on holiday down there when it was over. Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, there's some interesting cameras over in the Miami. I've noticed that myself. Mark Burgess says he's taking his A2 CFC. Yes, the restrictions are annoying. I have my PIFCO, so I'm all good to go. Ahoy there. I missed it. So, ahoy there, Sean. Ahoy there, Sean. I missed it. Darker. Why does the Arcadia require tugs? No, she didn't require tugs. There were tugs just travelling down to escort to help out a container ship, and they happened to go past. So I think Arcadia was just waiting for the tugs to go past. Oops, I wasn't concentrating on the camera. Look at that. Oh, terrible of me. So what says total crew? Oh yeah, Roberts comes in with total crew 144. Thank you for that, Robert. Robert's is in the area. He's listening to the radio as well. Mark McFax says, can I zoom in on the stern Arcadia to see if they've repaired the big dent? I'm glad you noticed that as well. I've noticed that when I was droning a while ago. It is quite noticeable. There must have been some sort of prang to have caused that damage. Last time I looked, I didn't see it. I don't know if you saw it as we've been broadcasting this. I will zoom in on the other camera so that we can make sure that if there is any dentage, we'll be able to see it. Yes, it's quite a noticeable dent. Can't just see it yet. We're too busy looking at the pointy end. Yes, it definitely looks like she could do with liquor paint. Well, like I say, with the cruise ships not really in service and being anchored off the coast all the time, it's just not what they're designed to do. They're just not designed to stay still. They're designed to be used all the time, so it's not good for service operations. So I can understand why there are problems. There's no passengers on board yet, so it's probably waiting to get a lick of paint. Sea conditions are terrible and it will deteriorate very quickly. Okay, I'm going to have a look. While we're watching Arcadia come past, I'll have a look, see if I can find this dent. Oh, I think it might be gone. Oh, no, I think I can see it. It's just behind the roof. Yep, oh, there it is. There's that dent I think you're all referring to, and it's unfortunately it's highlighted rather well in the setting reflection of the setting sun. Yeah, so that certainly is a dent. They must have knocked into something pretty hard, I would think. Would not want to be responsible for that. No passengers on board Arcadia. Shipmates, just crew at the moment while she's relocating somewhere else. Oh dear, what have I done? Pressed my hand's so sweaty on the mouse, it slipped and I pressed the wrong button and something peculiar happened. Hope that didn't come across, it just all went sideways. There we go. It's normal. Ahoy there, Michael Minnie, loving the views. Yeah, I did see something from... Oh yeah, and ahoy there, Sergeant, welcome. He's welcome. He loves my live stream. Well, thanks for that donation, shipmate. I say it all helps out massively. It's great. Oh, ahoy there, Anna Grace, sailing on the Sky Princess from Southampton to the Med in October. Excellent. You'll be in for a good treat going from here to the Med. I hope I'll get a drone video up tomorrow of the Sky Princess, because it's the first time I've seen her in port on the channel. I'm not sure if it's the first time she's been into the channel. Sorry, into the port. Mark Burgess says that's going to take some hammering out. Yes, it definitely is, isn't it? I mean, I should have a look, see if I can find a news report, but there must have been something mentioned about that. I mean, you don't just dent a ship of that size and not notice, do you? Certainly getting hot here in my cabin, the old computer. Doing these live streams, I have to run a computer that runs some streaming software, and it's computationally quite hard work for the computer, so it runs very hot. It's just like a little hair dryer blowing at me, which is quite pleasant in the winter. Not the most desirable things in the summer. It's getting quite hot in my cabin at the moment. I just have a big glass of icy water here, which is rather refreshing. Oh, that's the Arcadia reaching more or less dock head, and she'll be opening up and scurrying down Southampton water. Right, shipmates, I'm all of a sweaty puddle here. I'm going to draw this evening's broadcast to a close. So if you haven't subscribed, do think about subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because when I do my little live stream tomorrow, assuming I can get to Cowshot Spit in time, you'll be able to watch me droning the Sky Princess, see how I work when I make a drone film. And also any future live streams that go ahead, you'll be notified. Big thanks to all of my subscribers, my Patreons, and all my PayPal donors. Every little bit helps. And of course, big thanks to the Blue Spanner crew, who just look after the chat so well and answer all those questions before I can even get round to them. They're so quick, it's amazing. I shall carry on following Britannia out for a while, but I must go and refresh my icy drink. Until next time, shipmates.